Welcome to Soulfire Wisdom with Kate Olson. As an evolving spirit and change adventure navigator, it is Kate's mission to empower and guide you on your path and inspire your truest passions. She will encourage you to share your gifts, speak your truth, and ignite your inner wisdom and purpose. She hopes to do so with a little humor and grace and her own soulfire passion. Kate talks with amazing guests who have embraced the pursuit and are fanning the flames of their own passion, purpose, and soulfire wisdom. Now here's your host, Kate.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Soulfire Wisdom and Tips, Tricks, and Triumphs Tuesday. So if this is your first time listening, I'm a hypnotherapist, a Reiki master, NLP practitioner, and life coach. But I like to call myself a change adventure navigator because I love guiding clients through obstacles and adversity to find their path, purpose, and peace. So before we get started today, I'd like to talk a little bit about something we all do and we don't think about a lot. That's breathing. And we think, that comes pretty natural. Why do I need to think about it? And it does. And for the most part, we don't need to think about it. It's pretty automatic, but it is also one of the most powerful tools we have for controlling our mind, our body, and our stress levels. So I actually had a client at one time a while back, and she actually has passed now, but she had a great fear that she would stop breathing in her sleep or when she wasn't paying attention to it. And this actually may have been what caused her death. I don't know for sure, but she had a traumatic past, and this traumatic past led her to panic attacks. And she would, for a long time, they thought she was, having something to do with her heart attacks, because that is another thing that we can control with our breath. And she would have episodes where she would stop breathing and didn't know that she was doing that she was restricting her breathing. And so being aware of our breathing is a way that we can calm ourselves down. We can check the thoughts that we're having, or, as I said, you can actually control the beats of your heart with your breath. So doing breathing exercises and getting your breath into a calm, fluid state is one of the ways that you can improve your health and have better control over your thoughts, mind, body, spirit. So give breathing exercises a try. And that's my 2 cents on something we all do. We have a great show planned for today. My guest is Karen Ray, and she is the founder of Fave Lifestyles, which is a lifestyle brand and accountability society to give women a voice, amplify their expertise, and help them to shine. Karen went through over 5 major life changes at the same time: divorce, empty nest, menopause, downsizing, re-entering the workforce and living on her own for the first time. And she faced feeling invisible and, really needing to redefine her own lifestyle. And as a result of that, she founded Fave Lifestyles. And since its beginning, Fave has grown and evolved to meet the needs of its members. The newest addition is a membership community for growing entrepreneurs, the Fave Business Society. And it's for accountability and to celebrate wins and nurture camaraderie around overcoming challenges. So the group offers unlimited engagement opportunities and resource training among its membership perks. And I'm really excited to introduce her now and I guess find out more about it. So hi, Karen.
Hi, Kate. Thank you for having me today. This is fun.
So to start out with, can you just tell us a little bit more about yourself and, what brought you to your current path other than the brief overview I gave?
Yes. Well, you did a great job. Yes, I went through 5 major life challenges all at the same time. I had been a stay-at-home mom or home engineer, whatever you want to call us, for 27 years. And I knew I was going to be an empty nester. So I started filming a web show called Fave Lifestyles. And I gathered women and we filmed live and we would host events. And so I wanted to have my own version of the Today Show and highlight women. And so we did that. I did that for a couple years and that was a passion project of mine. And then all these changes and challenges and transitions came upon me. And I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And so I know, a lot of other women have gone through one or many of these same challenges as well and transitions. And I really had to re-identify myself. Who am I going to be in my new walk in life as a single woman? And I thought, gosh, this passion project of mine, how can I monetize this? So we launched the Fave Lifestyles magazine at favelifestyles.com and highlighted and amplified the voice of women and provided resources for our readers. And it's just a lovely place. If you want to find a happy place, Fave Lifestyles is it. And so I started creating this community.
Well, I know that going through any one of those things, and I think I've been through most of them, is a challenge that, you do need to redefine and recreate. So I totally understand.
Yes. Yeah. And, as I was walking through it, I realized I had some choices to make. How was I going to walk through it? And luckily, I surrounded myself with some incredible women who helped guide me and helped guide my thoughts and put the attention on me and how I could grow.
So, what is your passion and purpose for the Fave Lifestyles group? What is, or maybe mission, you could call it that?
Yeah, my passion is to celebrate women. And I think, as I've gone through these different changes and challenges, keep kind of redefining that a bit. One of the things that really kind of guided me was as I was walking through those challenges, I was talked with a counselor. Actually, I had many counselors at the time trying to get through everything and thrive through it, if you will. This counselor, I walked in one day and he had a big white piece of paper on his lap. And he said, "Karen, I've written a word on it." And he goes, "There's your paper and your Sharpie. I want you to write something too. What word describes your life and your marriage?" And I was actually embarrassed. I was embarrassed to write the word that I was feeling. And I did write it because I tend to be kind of a people pleaser and say, okay, what do you think I should write? So I wrote the word invisible. And he lifted up his paper and we held our papers up at the same time. And he had also written the word invisible.
Oh, wow.
And that was a pivot point for me. Because he said, "Karen, what are you going to do about it? How are you going to show up in life and be visible?" And so that has guided me as I created the community, the web show, how can we show up? How can not just show up? How can we be celebrated? How can we shine? And so that's what I created, is a place for women to shine and to be celebrated. I didn't want to just show up and just be, in the corner somewhere. I really needed to see, how can we take our gifts and our talents and inspire other women, because our stories, our resources, our gifts are an inspiration for other people. And so I just want to encourage other women to show up, to show up and shine, to share your brilliance. So yeah, that's where my passion kind of started, and my passion to celebrate women and to create a space for them to shine.
So, and it was the concept of the, like a talk show, the Today Show, that really was the motivator for starting that?
Yes, as I was developing that passion project, I realized there's so many women like yourself who have great talents, that you have, these gifts that are interesting, and you help other people and serve your community. And I thought, oh my gosh, I know some women. So what I did is I went to a winery, and I said, if I bring some ladies here, will you host it? And I'll interview you two. I had never filmed. I had never done any interviews. I had planned some events, but not to that extent. And I interviewed a New York Times bestselling author, because she was my friend. And I realized I had some friends that were really interesting. And I just thought, let's highlight these ladies. Let's have our own version of our Today Show. And we'd have a glass of wine and appetizers. And we'd have a lip bar, how to do a cute ponytail. We would do life and business and self-help, and kind of cover all the topics.
Yes, I know what you mean. When I started my radio show, and I'd done a lot of networking, a lot of it all over the country, and met some really amazing people. And, a lot of people ask me, where do you find your guests? And most of them are just the amazing people that I have met and know. So
I know, aren't there just so many women who are brilliant and are engaging and can share and can speak, and it's just, I find it fascinating.
yes. So what in your group, what do you do to celebrate women and help them to design an inspiring lives? How's your group different?
Yes. Well, I call it Fave Style. We do things just a little bit different at Fave Lifestyles. It's not networking. It's beyond that, because we have conversations, we have discussions, we share our resources, we support each other, and we celebrate what we are doing. And so I took that, I realized that Fave, we had a lot of women entrepreneurs. And the thing that I have always heard back from our readers and our audience is, how do you find so many women who are so wise? And I thought, oh my gosh, these women are wise. How can we showcase them? So they would come and have a show on the Fave Lifestyles Network. We have several different shows that we have filmed in studio until COVID, and then everybody went live. And so we'd schedule it out so anyone who was one of our experts or part of our Biz Society can come and have a show, have a space to shine and to connect with the women. And now we've taken it a step further with our Biz Society, with unlimited posting, and to share your offers and your freebies and go live, because the more you show up, the more women get to know you. And that's what I want.
Great. So how has the group grown? First, when did you start it? How long ago? And how many members do you currently have?
Yeah, so I started, like I said, with a passion project, and that was actually probably almost 8 years ago. But I launched the Fave Lifestyles, our digital magazine and platform, in 2019 of January.
Okay.
And we've grown that site from 0 to 750,000 views a month across our social media platforms. A lot of that is Pinterest, but we have a lot of engaging and loyal readers, if you will, and our audience. And so our platform of experts has grown as well. And so I launched the Faith Biz Society, I think 45 days ago. And we have, it's growing like crazy because the women just need a place to be accountable. And that's one thing I found out about myself. One of my gifts is I'm very consistent. And so I thought, gosh, I can help people be consistent too, because we've got these women who are moving forward. They're ambitious. They want to make things happen, and they want to make an impact in the world. These are women who want to serve. They're not just there to help you. They are there to serve their community of women. And it is such a privilege to work with these ladies. I tell them each week we meet, because we have weekly meetings, I said, I am inspired by all of you, what you are accomplishing. They're writing books, they're starting podcasts, and they want to share their knowledge. And so that piece is growing, and that's really where our focus is today, because the joy in my life is when I actually get to sit and talk to, like we were talking earlier about, in person virtually.
Yeah, that is, I'm really still getting used to that. Before COVID, it was something that I was actually resistant to, because I consider myself to be an in-person person.
Yeah, same here.
But yeah, it's become a thing, definitely.
It is. And what I'm finding, I think as we're all getting accustomed to it, is that we are able to have deep and meaningful conversations on Zoom. And and we laugh sometimes because we're talking about things on our accountability society and our weekly meetings, and celebrating those wins, walking through, breaking through those challenges, or growing and sharing resources and laughing along the way. We're like, business should be fun. And that's the way I call it, business with a twist, because we are having fun and just celebrating each other and rooting each other on when we do have those wins each week.
Yes, and I can't imagine what things would have been like if we didn't have all these ways to connect virtually.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And I think that these ladies everybody's had to pivot and pivot again. And so we're being very flexible in how we do business. But I think at the core of it, and this is what I was saying all through kind of the lockdown time, was that we have to find a way to still connect. Virtually in person, or however that
More
works.
important, actually.
Yeah.
So other than virtual connection, how has your passion for celebrating women evolved over, the time since you first initiated the group?
Well, we've grown from just having events to, then we went online totally. We were digital. Luckily, I was positioned well to walk through COVID, and we were able to get a lot of women to have a place to amplify their message and to get it out there and connect with the community. So we have a Facebook group of, over 2,000 where we connect with a lot of our ladies. And the thing that sets us apart is that a lot of our women know each other, because a lot of them have met either now on some different Zoom groups, or they have met in person when I hosted events. So that really separates us apart, because you know who you're talking to.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we just keep continuing different ways to celebrate women. And we have these mini power sessions that have just totally blown me away. I didn't know I could learn so much in 15 minutes and then have such deep discussions and conversation around it. And we host those on Thursdays for our Biz Society members, along with our accountability calls once a week. And so we're creating, and as soon as we can safely have events again, we will have, we'll get together in person.
So who typically are the group members, why do they join?
Yeah. Our avatar, if you will, are women who are moving forward, who love to learn, who love to grow, who are seeking wisdom and just moving forward in life and open to resources and are positive. And women say they come to Faith Lifestyles because we are so positive and so inspiring. And that is our focus.
Great. So, what are some of the lessons learned along the way in creating and facilitating the group? I know that that we always make them. That is, mistakes. I should have done it this way. Maybe that would have been better. So, what kinds of things happened with you?
Yeah, the lessons I have learned. So I had not had a business at all before. So I had to learn step one. And luckily, one of the things that I did was first I made that choice of that I have choices. I have choices of what I can do, how I can do it. And so I had people luckily help me focus directly on me rather than all those things, all those circumstances, because besides all those 5 that we mentioned, there was a whole lot more going on. My dog passed away, blah, all these other things at the same time. And I really had to learn to take the emotion away and really thrive. How can I thrive through these things? These things are going to happen. And so that was one of my first lessons is I have a choice. I have a choice of how I'm going to do this. And I chose to thrive. And whatever it took to do that, and that was it perfect? No. So one of the tricks I learned was I would have my coach had me have a rubber band around my wrist. And anytime I started thinking outside of myself about the circumstances, you snap the rubber band and go light and breezy, or allow yourself just 1 hour a day. Pick a time, and mine was between 3 and 4, to just complain, have your pity party or whatever. The rest of the time was focused on growing.
Great.
And the second thing was education. I realized education is power. The more I could learn from these wonderful women, the better off I was in growing and moving forward. And then I surrounded myself with just fabulous people who were like-minded, who were positive, and could help me walk that path. So I chose to, walk forward rather than my circumstances. Was it perfect? Nope. I had plenty of pity parties along the way, so.
Yeah. So what is currently the biggest challenge that you have with your business and, what you're doing?
Yeah, I think that sometimes the biggest challenge, so I've had to learn, like I said, how to run a business. Then I learned how to, do social media and all these different pieces. And I think one of the hardest things for me is, but I've had wonderful people again, is some of the sales and how do you get leads. And so I just keep walking through each step of building a business. And like anybody, it's like, how do you get your clients? How do you reach them? How do you reach those people who would love to be with you? And so, we just keep reaching out and keep testing things and invite people to join our community because we have fabulous resources for women. So yeah, I think that's just keeping and knowing what to learn next.
Yes, definitely. There is unlimited.
There is.
So, what rewards have you gained personally in providing this resource and helping other women to shine?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I did all of this just so I could grow. Because every step of the way, so I was talking about creating my vision. Because I kind of got stuck. I had a new challenge recently, and I had to pull those tools out of my toolbox of things that I had learned in the last few years. And honestly, I lost hope a little bit about being able to see the vision for my future. I knew it was there, but I was getting stuck. And so in walked several women who work on vision. So Jackie Cote is a vision coach. She walked in and is part of our Biz Society and did a mini power session on your intentions.
Good.
And did an intention board. It was interactive. I'm like, oh my gosh, we need to all know these things. And so it's just, that is one of the rewards is these women who you need they are almost manifested into your world and walking in there. And so that is what, just getting to know these women, being inspired by them, keeps me going. And
Okay, great.
the love that they share, is just amazing. These, like I said, they are women of wisdom. They are great mentors. And so those are just some of the benefits that I didn't even see. And then I call the Biz Society little gems of gold. We keep having rewards out of the accountability society that I could never have predicted. Those conversations, the little nuggets of gold that they're sharing, and the laughter.
Yes, priceless.
Yeah, it is priceless.
So, do you have future plans, or you just brought up a vision for the group going forward?
Yes, I have been working on that. So now that I've broken through that with the vision coaches, that is one thing I'm working on right now. So some of my vision has always been to film a show, the Fave Lifestyle Show, and feature women and celebrate them. So as we are able to do that again, would love to film live, bring in the audience, because there's just a different energy when you do that. And it's a great way for women to gather around something. I love gathering around a purpose, and filming a show gives us a reason to meet the chefs or the winemakers or the coaches or whatever it is. So that is one of my dreams and vision, and to also not just for myself, but to have a network of shows for our women in business. I love filming, and it is a passion of mine as well. And so I would like to share that with everyone else as we move forward. And I want to have the biggest biz society there is, where we celebrate women. That is my goal. A million plus
wow.
women.
That's a big goal, because there are a lot.
Yeah, so we are different than a networking group. We are not networking. We are a business society celebrating women, and that is our mission.
Okay. So this is a little bit of an off-topic question, but I've been asking all of my guests for a while now. So what has surprised you most about life so far?
Unpredictability.
Okay.
Yes. I set out. In fact, I remember my sister one time when we were we were in our late teens. She goes, I have 5 sisters, by the way. And my one sister said, she goes, "Oh, we live such an ordinary life." And I said, "Oh, we do. Everything was just kind of going great." Well, then I got married, had kids, and life just really took some turns. I mean, my kids we went for 5 ambulance rides before the age of 5. They had some health challenges. We walked through all these different things, but they built upon themselves. And it was those choices again. How are you going to get through these things? And so there was unpredictable things. I thought I was going to be married for the rest of my life. And that was something that I was not expecting. It's those unexpected things. But what are the choices you're going to make as you walk through those challenges and those uncertainties? And then we have COVID on top of it. We had to make some choices. How are we going to power through this? And so I think just that unpredictability, the uncertainties, and how are you going to choose to walk through it?
Yes. That is one of the reasons actually why I asked that question, because I firmly believe that life is a surprise.
Yeah.
So if you could leave the listeners with one thought from today's show, what would you want that to be?
Yeah. And I say this often, how are you going to show up in life? How you have a brilliance within you. Let that light shine, because it will inspire another person, another woman. And so that's why I just really want to encourage women to show up, whether it's on, at your best self. Show that your brilliance, your light that will inspire others. It may be your story. So yeah, I think that's what I would leave them with.
Okay. So if people want to contact you to connect, to find out more about the groups or join, how would they do that?
Yes, they can go to the Faith, that's FAVE, Biz, B-I-Z, Society. We have a brand new site there, and there's a place for women to apply. My DMs in Instagram and Facebook are always open. You can always connect with me there, or you can always to Karen@favelifestyles.com.
Okay. And if you forget any of that, you can go to the radio website. That's soulfireradio.com. Click on guests and scroll down to Karen's name, and you'll find the website listed there. And she also had a couple of gifts that you can access there, the links to those. So she forgot to mention it. So
Oh, yes. 5 easy ways to amplify your message on social media is for anyone, because we're all out there. And so let's make it quick and easy.
okay, great. So thank you so much for being here today and talking about this.
Yes, Kate, thank you so much. It's been a delight talking with you today.
And I'd like to thank the audience for being here. I do have a quote to share with you to take with you through your week. And that is, a woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman. But the search to find that voice can be remarkably difficult. And that was said by Melinda Gates. So,
yes, a great quote.
yes. So we have another great show planned for next week. Next week, my guest will be Terry Britt. And Terry is a former Miss USA. She was the host of Leading with Love, which was on CTR Network, Contact Talk Radio, where I had my first show, Embrace Change with Kate. And she did that show for a really long time, and it was a really good show. Now she is the founder of Women Leaders of Love, which is a global community for women. So we'll talk to her about, and what she does with that group is she empowers women to find their worthiness. And to she actually has a formula, a worthiness quotient. So we'll find out more about that. Be sure to tune in next Tuesday. That's August 31st at 3 p.m. So thank you again, Karen.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to say bye for now.
Bye now.
Thank you for listening to Soul Fire Wisdom with Kate Olson. We hope you enjoyed the show. If we made you laugh, brightened your day, or sparked a new thought, we have succeeded in our mission. Join us next time when we'll share more secrets and truths and all the magic of transformation that is the journey to Soul Fire Wisdom. Always remember, be fierce in the pursuit of what sets your soul on fire.